This is totally bonkers. Meghan Markle has decided to use the 5th birthday of her own daughter to lash out, making her first public statement about the very clear hypocrisy of releasing new images like that, which we just saw on Instagram, while claiming to be the hero for protecting children from social media. We see you, Meghan.
Because the small print didn't spell out that it was going to prey upon their vulnerabilities and drive them to content they weren't looking for to keep them engaged for as long as possible. They didn't know that the platforms valued profit over people.
There are moments when the contradictions at the heart of the Sussex Public Project become so compressed, so concentrated into a single news cycle, that the only honest response is to simply lay them out and let them speak for themselves. This week delivered one of those moments. And it arrived, of all things, wrapped in birthday balloons. On the 5th birthday of Princess Lilibet, Meghan Markle posted photographs of her daughter to Instagram.
What it is a hypocritical money play. At 5 years old, Meghan Markle has realised that that poor young girl is the best way for her to make money.
Partially obscured images, as always, the face hidden, the back of the head visible, the child present enough to generate warmth and engagement, but concealed enough to maintain the privacy narrative that the Sussex operation has deployed for years. Happy 5th birthday, Lil. Our dream girl. Posted at 1 a.m. Los Angeles time, shared with 4.5 million followers, picked up immediately by the outlets that reliably amplify Sussex content without interrogation. And within hours, Meghan's spokesperson issued a formal statement to Newsweek defending the decision to post her daughter's image. The statement arrived because Meghan and her team knew exactly what was coming. They knew that the birthday post, arriving less than 2 weeks after the Geneva speech about protecting children from social media harm, was going to land in a very specific and very uncomfortable way.
Willing to have any sacrifice in her life. You know, it's always this compromise or an excuse to make it okay, because she doesn't want to have to feel like she's being oppressed to do what she wants to do. So she's going to find...
And they were right. Here is what the statement said. The Duchess has always been clear that there is a distinction between sharing moments from her life and exposing her children to public scrutiny. By obscuring their faces, she is demonstrating the very principle she advocates for, giving children privacy, agency, and protection in an increasingly digital world. Far from being contradictory, by concealing their faces, she is actually reflecting the message she delivered in Geneva, that parents can choose to share family experiences while still taking deliberate steps to protect identities, privacy, and digital footprint. Let us sit with that statement for a moment. Because it is a carefully constructed piece of argumentation that sounds, on first reading, almost reasonable. Almost. The problem is that it does not address the actual criticism. The criticism is not that Lilibet's face is visible. The criticism is that Lilibet is being used, systematically, repeatedly, commercially, as the emotional engine of a lifestyle brand operation. The distinction Meghan draws between sharing moments and exposing children to scrutiny collapses the moment you examine what is actually happening in these posts. The Armani suit, whose label was carefully visible in the closet photograph. The as-ever dress that Lilibet was wearing in the birthday images, the same dress she had previously worn in a behind-the-scenes shoot for Meghan's lifestyle brand. The gold bangle on Lilibet's arm in the birthday portrait, noted by the Daily Mail as strikingly similar to Meghan's own trademark Cartier love bracelet. These are not candid family moments accidentally captured on a parent's phone. These are styled, coordinated, commercially considered images in which a 5-year-old child is functioning as product placement. Hiding a child's face while dressing that child in your brand's clothing for a photo that goes to 4.5 million followers is not privacy protection. It is brand management. The face is hidden. The product is not. And the child, whose consent to any of this is legally and developmentally impossible to obtain in any meaningful sense, is present in every frame as the element that transforms a commercial image into something that feels human and warm and worthy of engagement. Meghan's own statement in Geneva, the words she delivered to the World Health Organization audience in Switzerland, provide the most devastating counter to her Newsweek defense. She said, and these were her words on the official WHO transcript, that children are too often the product. That the platforms valued profit over people. That advancing technologies are accelerating and amplifying harm to children at alarming scale. And then, in the same week, her 5-year-old daughter appeared in an Instagram post wearing the dress from her mother's brand shoot, with a bracelet that echoes her mother's most recognizable jewelry, posted to millions of strangers who had their comments disabled and were presented with a curated commercial image framed as a private family celebration. The juxtaposition is not subtle. It is not a matter of interpretation. It is documented, time-stamped, publicly available on the same platform that Harry has described as being run by evil and wicked people. And Harry's own words make this story considerably more complicated than even the Geneva contradiction suggested. In October last year, 7 months before the birthday post, Harry sat down with a comedian on a podcast and was asked directly what he and Meghan planned to do when their children asked for social media access. His answer was unambiguous. Because of what he knows now, he said, they will be way more cautious and hesitant about allowing their children near social media. He talked about farming children's mindsets. He called the platform operators evil. He said there is no free will on social media as it currently exists. The platform he was describing is the same platform on which his wife posted their daughter's birthday images at 1 a.m. 7 months later. Now let us turn to the other story that broke this week, because it connects to everything that is happening with Harry in ways that go far deeper than the surface-level drama suggests. Dan Wakeford, the former editor of People magazine and Us Weekly, someone who spent years as a reliable amplifier of Sussex-friendly narratives and is now, by his own account, reporting more honestly, spoke to sources close to both brothers this week. And what he found was this. Harry does not have William's phone number. Not anymore. At some point in the years since the Queen's funeral in September 2022, the last occasion on which the brothers are known to have exchanged more than a handful of words, the direct line between them was severed. And sources close to Harry confirm that even if he did have the number, William would not pick up. This is not a small detail. This is not a piece of royal gossip to be consumed and forgotten. This is the story of two brothers who grew up together, who lost their mother together, who stood side by side at her funeral when they were 12 and 15 years old, who were by every account genuinely close well into their adult lives, and who are now so completely estranged that one of them does not have the other's phone number. 3 years of silence. 3 years of a firewall so complete that when Harry and Meghan reached out after Catherine's cancer diagnosis, the message went unanswered. Not declined. Not addressed. Simply left without response. What Wakeford's sources reveal about Harry's inner emotional state is particularly striking. Harry, they say, has been watching William from a distance. Watching him grow into his role. Watching him develop the confidence and the authority and the genuine public affection that the Prince of Wales' position carries. And secretly, this is the word the source uses, Harry had hoped that William would struggle. That without Harry beside him, the transition would be harder. That his absence would be felt as a loss. Instead, what Harry has watched is his brother blossoming. Growing in stature and in purpose, and in the kind of genuine human connection that this week's footage from a Manchester hospital captured so completely. Because this week, Catherine visited the Christie NHS Foundation Trust in Manchester. She met patients undergoing chemotherapy. And in a moment that was captured on camera and has since been seen by millions of people, she was present when a woman named Claire rang the end of treatment bell, the signal that her chemotherapy was finished, that the hardest part was behind her. Catherine's response was everything that a formal royal engagement is not supposed to be. It was unscripted, emotional, completely human. This is your day, she told Claire. Ring that bell. Come on. And she meant every word of it. Not because she was performing empathy for a camera crew, but because she has sat in a hospital herself, facing her own diagnosis, and she knows, from the inside, from the marrow, what that bell means to the person ringing it and to the family standing alongside. There is no way to manufacture that moment. There is no media training, no communication strategy, no carefully managed brand operation that produces the look on Catherine's face in that Manchester hospital corridor. It comes from lived experience. From genuine service. From years of showing up for people who needed to be seen, without any commercial consideration driving the decision to be there. And it stands in absolute, unambiguous contrast to a woman who posted her daughter's image at 1 a.m. as a brand exercise and then issued a formal statement to a news outlet defending the decision before the birthday cake had been cut. William, this same week, was photographed at a pub in South London. He pulled a pint. He chatted with ordinary people. He was relaxed, warm, completely at ease in a setting that had nothing to do with formal royal duties and everything to do with the kind of genuine human normalcy that makes people feel connected to their future king. And in a small, unscripted moment that observers noted with quiet delight, when he finished pouring and went to shake the hand of the man he had been chatting with, there was a little dap, an easy, natural gesture of genuine warmth between two people who had simply enjoyed each other's company for a few minutes in a pub. It was not staged. It was not planned. It was just William, being himself. And it captured something that all the Netflix deals and all the Who speeches and all the Instagram carousels in the world cannot manufacture. Harry is watching all of this from Montecito. Watching his brother grow into a king. Watching his sister-in-law move a Manchester hospital ward to tears with her genuine, unperformed empathy. Watching the family he left pull together, close ranks, and carry forward with a unity and a purpose that the Sussex narrative insisted was impossible without him. He is waiting for a call that sources suggest may never come. He is sitting with the consequences of choices that cannot be unchosen. And on the 5th birthday of his daughter, his wife issued a formal statement to a news outlet defending her decision to post that daughter's image on the platform that Harry himself has called a tool of evil people who farm children's mindsets for profit. The statement did not dampen the criticism. It amplified it. Because the best defense of a contradictory position is not a formal statement. It is consistent action over time. And consistent action over time is precisely what the Sussex operation has been unable to deliver. If this video gave you something to think about, please hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are following this story closely. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss our next video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.